free. Hello. Do you hear me, guys? Perfect. Okay, if you can't hear me freak, then it's your problem. Everybody else apparently can. So yeah, this will be a little bit different because as was described as the Little Big Adventure remake art, but what we'll be doing will be completely offline. So I will switch to the view of my camera. Yep. So as you can see, we're going today live. Like we'll be doing the real life stuff. So the idea is that was proposed in the fact by people in the chat, which the proposition was to do the from Freak in the fact, yes, clay. Just perfect clay, not this one. I will go with the Scalply, which will be baking, so we will not finish, we'll not paint. And what we'll do, we'll try to do something like that. Over here. So this kind of level of the quality. Yeah, first our art and then the update. So what we'll be doing is, was proposed by people in the channel of the Coffeemonster, like, where Freak mentioned cow and twinsen. And this was the first part. And after that, we had elf. So we'll be trying to do all of this stuff in 1 hour and just later bake. Idea is I have a friend who is owner of the coffee shop. I steal this from his coffee shop. There is like the glass panel in front of it and behind. And inside I will try to create a kind of diorama with the Little Big Adventure, which will be standing in the shop there. So it will be somewhere in Copenhagen, so if you ever visit, you can find it probably. And yeah, so inside I will plan to have the, probably I will include also the Dinofly that you've seen. So there will be Dinofly, twinsen, cow, and elf, which is called Rob, just to be clear. It's no joke, it's the Rob. So special character for Rob. And yeah, this is kind of where we'll be going. Just give me a second, I was preparing the whole setup that I forgot to search for the references for the cow. But it should be relatively easy to find. Yep. I have two references open, so we can start sculpting. So give me 1 second, I will go for a little bit of the aluminum foil because I forgot to prepare it. And okay, so we are ready. I'll play some music in the background and we can start. Okay, so the first things that we'll try to do is to see if you guys see nicely, and we'll start like preparing all of the stuff. So we'll start with the cow as Freak requested. So we'll try to build the shape of it and make it look like a cow. I have also prepared, as you see, some pieces of wood and some pieces, I don't know what is that, to put it like the sculpture there, so we can later just sculpt on it without being afraid of breaking it when I'm moving it around. I recommend him to play some, you know, play some music in the background, because I will be trying, you know, to entertain you with my voice. Yeah, something like that. So let's go with this face wire. It's okay. Sorry, I'm kind of pretty tight with the space here. My first setup. Okay, let's do it. I think the thinner one will be enough for this. So what I'm doing right now, I'm creating the armature of the cow. This is done because clay it's have really thin legs. So it would otherwise, no, it's not the ceiling. It's I have the lamp, which the circular lamp, the LED one. And turn out that the camera that I have mount for it. So I'm using that to give you a nice overview what I'm doing. I can even rotate it a little bit. No, I cannot tilt it. But yeah. Yes, I will be baking it, but after the stream. Because it's taking a little bit of the while to pre-warm the oven and then bake it. There is the... somewhere here where the information. So you're baking it in 130 degree or 275 Fahrenheit for around 15 minutes. Yeah, you can call it cooking stream, yeah. So for now I will prepare the pieces that will become the legs. I think it should be okay. And we'll take one piece for the to make the spine. So how are you guys liking the streams so far? I was experiencing a little bit of the outside world, so didn't watch too many of them, sadly. Well, we'll have the technical break after this 1 hour, and we'll switch to the different camera view. In the meantime, when I will be playing the... Nice! Well, you can watch the old one previously, but it's not the same as watching the same day. I can imagine. We in Denmark also, you know, have a lot of rains, so days when it's super sunny, you just need to experience them. Okay. I'll try to build the cow's leg. I know it's not looking right now too funny, it's just kind of 2 pieces of the wire, or 3 pieces. But for now it's kind of enough. That's why I also went for the aluminum foil, because it will allow me to fill up the body without wasting so much clay. It should give us a little bit more the shape of the cow. Let's try to... This is in the fact 23rd or 24th anniversary, like of the Little Big Adventure 2. I never remember. invert, yeah. Nice. Okay, let's add a little bit of the head. So as you can see, it's not looking very nice kind of right now. I'm trying to make it smaller than the dragon. That's why I'm kind of doing it. Dinofly would be bigger in my opinion. But yeah, here we have it. Fill up with the aluminum foil. This is just to bulk the shape of it. And when we'll start adding clay, it will start to get in shape. So as you see, it's not the freshest clay. I have it for, I think, for a year, so it'll be a nice occasion to use it. And let's do it. I don't want to hold up at all. Yeah, it's saving you a clay, and also if the clay is really thick anyway when you're baking it, you will never kind of bake it fully because it's baking only until some depth. Nope, there is no possibility of it. It's like aluminum foil is it's prepared to being baked in the first place. So the problem is if you have bubble of air. Apparently, I never had to experience it, but I heard that it's break your figurines. So as you see, I'm covering the whole thing. Give me a moment. I will drop down the stand a little bit, so we have even more better view of the stuff that I'm doing. I'll be looking at them from the... Oh, I think this will be perfect. I'll just move you guys a little bit so I see the chat. Is it better? Will be see my hands better, more, but it's the first time I'm doing stuff like that. I don't know about microwaving. I don't have microwave, so hard for me to say how the clay will react for that. Yeah, in this way, yeah. You are right. If it's sparking, then probably it will be a problem. That's why I won't do that. I'm spending too much time doing like the sculptures to later waste them in meantime of baking. And it still can crack anyway. As you see, some correction. I think it's have to. Its head is rather down, so I messed up there. That's for now. Move it. So I'm trying right now to find the basic shape of the cow, so it's looking more or less how in the game. And I think I made it a little bit too thin. Yeah, it's general with microwave is weird. Generally, you shouldn't put eggs, for example, inside it. I watched recently a YouTube channel where the girl was showing what kind of happening with that, and it's not pleasant, and just kind of exploding almost. Extreme. Good one, Freak. Good one. Okay. I think we'll start using some tools. Let's go with the... So I have the dentist tools, which allowing me to just form the clay in smaller places. Also, if you are getting that, be prepared that your hands will hurt. I didn't do that for a while, and I already feeling the fingers after trying to make the clay elastic again. Okay. I think it's starting to get shaped. No, apparently you cannot even microwave them normally. It's like the eggs generally shooting, even if they are not inside the shell. I wasn't aware of that also, so this is was something new for me. If you want, I can share later with you the... Yeah. Well, you know. Still not the best idea, apparently. I don't know if you guys seeing that it starts slowly looking how it should look. So you see a little bit of... well, apparently, if you like microwaving the egg with the shell, you can take out the egg just before it's kind of exploding. So it's in this like the state when it's almost there, but it's not, and you're taking it out, and then it's doing big bump in your kind of face, and this wouldn't be pleasant. Just not to use. Yeah. But it's inside the microwave, right, Freak? And regard the printed it, it's like I have 3D printer. I miss your comment. I have the 3D printer, but to say the truth, it's not the same. It's like if you're doing the sculpture by hand, there is only one sculpture like that. Of course, if you're not molding it. But it's just different feeling, doing the 3D model and then 3D printing it, or doing the just manual sculpture. I personally a big fan of these manual sculptures because it's giving you a lot of like the just satisfaction when things starting to taking the shape, and it's kind of physical. I'm doing a lot of 3D modeling for the project, so this is nice change of pace. So this is where we are right now. Let's do the crack. not standing very well. But let's use the other piece of clay for that. Until this day, Frick finding pieces of cheese nuts in his kitchen. I think it's looking pretty decent. Maybe it should be a little bit more. Yeah, it sounds like a freak. It's not my fault. Let's do some. As you can see, I'm molding the head. I have a relatively long leg in the pictures that I have. So I'm trying also to mimic that. Sorry, I'm not used to working with the camera when I'm sculpting. So sometimes I'm getting out of the frame. But well, maybe at the end of the stream it will be better. Well, the other ride happening for a lot of people. The base shape, I think, start to looking. So we'll move probably in a moment to the twin sun, just to get like the as much of the fig, like the whole scene that I want to do. Let's fill up a little bit this. Freak. If people would start saying what stupid things, the most stupid things they told, it would be really a horrific competition. So, you know, everybody has something stupid that is told, especially when you are drunk. I think that the neck was a little bit thinner. Let's try to mimic that also. You're seeing my hands shaking a little bit already because of the... Let's try to put it here. Bit of clay falling apart in my hand. That's a good one. Let's move a little bit of the clay from the chest to create more bulky back. And show the hands. Okay. Okay. This, let's put it back. Add the horns. Please try to do that. Good for you, freak. This is not always happening when you are still friends with your ex. Let's try to prepare for the horn. And I will add small accent from me and we'll add the ears for her. And after that we will start working on twin set. So we'll take this. Here, and one more. And now I'll start doing some detailed work. Kind of blend these all things together. Here to stand. Okay. So this is more or less kind of the shape of the cow, and we'll leave it at that for now because otherwise we will not have time to do other stuff. And we'll move to the twin set. So this is kind of how it turned out. Okay, let's start doing twin set. We need to find first shape for it. Looking at the picture a little bit big, but I'll just hide it. Okay. find thin wire without trying to trick the camera. Here it is. Today just one, maybe that's why my hand's shaking so much, you know. But it's also, it's like when the clay is pretty brittle and you need to fold it multiple times. And the thing about it is, to make it work, it's not really easy. And it may look like it's soft, but it's not, as you know. This is kind of the problem with that. I didn't know that in... No. I recently even dropped the amount of the coffee that I drink, so you know. I'm drinking right now 1-2 coffee a day. No more nor less. Okay, so let's say that this will be a twin set. I know it's not looking right now, but give me a moment. I will turn him into the twin set. Let's do the pause for it. Which I want to him achieve. I think this is will be perfect pose. Just before the stream I got some new tools, so we'll try to use them. So do you guys prefer coffee or the energy drinks? Freak, you should do the pool. Coffee. Coffee. Neither. So what do you prefer, Rob, then? Oh, really? Water, seriously? No tea? No soda? And yeah, Roxar, yes, this is Coffemonsters, yes. I drink sometimes energy drinks, but not so much these days. I kind of dropped off them. I dropped the amount of the coffee that I'm drinking, just because I can. Let's try. 45 minutes, not bad. It's visible, so yeah. Let's try to make it. Well, I thought that you made you mod, right, Freak, or not? I thought that you were mod. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Energy drink. It's interesting. And why rub energy drinks and not coffee? Don't know. It's like, I know that some people don't like even the smell of the coffee. And I just don't understand why, because this is awesome smell in my opinion, but, well, there are different people. I drank a lot of latte in the past, but I don't know. These days I'm just going with the black coffee, just standard Americano or filter coffee. So what we have is right now something like that. So I'm trying right now just to block the shape. Yeah, but in my one of my previous jobs, they didn't have the coffee machine because apparently people complain about the smell of the coffee, that they didn't like it when it was spreading across the office. So we had only instant coffee, which is, it's hard to call it even coffee, but yeah. Okay, so we have the shape, slowly blocking the shape. I want to achieve that it's kind of looking more dynamic than, so it's kind of in the discrete mode. So the idea would be that there will be a cow and then will be like the twins and slowly approaching it from this side. So I'm blocking the view, something like that. And there is somewhere like the ruins and rope somewhere in the scene. Okay. I think we are almost done. Okay, so let's do the twins and head. So we have some This is the one of the problems using the aluminum foil. It's sometimes ending that you need to work around it. But if you get used to it, it's okay. Okay, we have this. So let's do the last thing. I think I will just use this straw. That's the head. Maybe a little bit bigger. The small one. This time I will do it in the old style, like the old Little Big Adventure. Original one. Not the remake. Okay. Let's see if I'll be able to hide the... Oh, sorry. I need to get used to working further from my eyes. Let's try to... Should we give him casual clothes or the tunic? Tunic. This was kind of your idea, so we'll go with your... So this is how it looks so far. I know it's not perfect, and don't look on that. It's right now it's just trying to shape the whole thing, so it looks dynamic and good enough for the tunic. So will it stand? Yeah, it's almost standing. Almost. Let's try this and let's make tunic. Okay. But he's also in the... No, he's in the... Yeah, you're right. There is only the nurse and the prison clothes in the first one. Yeah. Yep. Well, this is interesting. Where is the nurse that left the clothes there? It's always kind of bothering me. Clean up a little bit to have more space and be more central. Okay, this should be pretty good. 15 minutes to make a rope, at least start making him. Okay. So we have the sheets of clay. I'll take the scalpel. As you see, I have relatively a lot of tools and my collection is still growing. Okay, nice. Let's start doing the tunic. I could roll it a little bit more to get a little bit of verticality. Okay. Let's do one more thing. So trying to add the waist right now because it will be important when the tunic will be added. I'll just grab a piece of clay, remove it, wrap it around him, and let's try to wrap it on the back. Let's use this. A little bit of the legs, which should improve. Yeah, the protopack was also like the skin, but it's not the clothes. A little bit of the fold, the preparation of the upper part of the tunic. I think this should be enough. So let's try to shape it a little bit. Too rough. It's too thick here. How many of you got the medallion from the LBA soundtrack? Kind of. I think it's. space for the belt. Oh. What do you guys think? A little bit, I think, too bulky turnout, but we'll remove a little bit of the clay and it should be okay. Let's try. A little bit too bulky here. He always wants to marry me. At some point, you're just learning how to ignore him. Okay. Okay, we are here. Let's add the belt while we have a little bit of the time, and let's try to make a rope quickly. I think this much should be enough. This is not a problem. Anyway, push it deeper. Can somebody find the link of Joe and send me the link with the picture of him? Somewhere in the Twinsania encyclopedia, or it will save a little bit of time for me. Thank you. Let's add the, I don't like that it's so bulky here. amulet. This part looks... Yeah, I will be starting the tech one in a second. I may take like the 5 minutes from it, just because, as I mentioned, I want just to... I knew that I won't be able to create the whole thing from the start, but I wanted just to show you guys kind of that it's not always you need to really do a lot to achieve something that looking like the twin sun. And generally sculpting is fun, because it is. Let's add hairs as the last detail, and in 4 minutes a little bit more. Hey, it is. And if I could remember, it was Gizmo who proposed this. So thanks for Gizmo for giving this idea. Okay. Okay. I think this is as far as we'll get with the twin sun, and he's losing hair. But I think we'll be able to. Okay. So this is as much as we managed to do. So how it would look would be something like that. Try to make it more discreet. I don't think we'll be able to do more. Head is a little bit too big, but I don't have too much time to shave it. Or maybe... And you know, from this it's just iteration and adding more details, removing the pieces and creating the shape. So we have this. And let's go with the rope very fast. This one is super easy. So let's do rope. This one I will do without the armature even. It won't be heavy enough to... I lost the IDB. I promise you that I will make it, and I try to keep my promises. No. So right now I'm doing small head, just with indentation for the eyes, which can be later painted or just can be... See, they generally have more Just connecting head to the body. Pointy head with the small dot on the prototype's behavior for. Oh, this was behavior. Yes, you are right. It wasn't the skin. It was the behavior. I forgot. Now we need to make wrap to stand. Ears, and they will be just, they are pointy ears. It should be relatively easy to do. Just take this, 2 cones, cut it. I dropped your rope. Trying to better attach the head. Create more like the face shape. I think that the body requires a little bit belly. And I think we'll manage in the next few minutes finish. Okay, and small hands. We'll do similar like ears. Just this need to be careful. This stuff is super sharp, and I dropped it a few times already on the ground, close to my leg, which would be painful. Not today, but fixes on the cap. And I think that this look not bad for like 5-minute work. Rob, what do you think? I'll show you guys all of them standing next to each other. More or less kind of how I imagine them inside the okay. I'll take the final container and put them inside. Let's see if it will fit. And to give you a better overview, I will be putting them. I have that air drying clay specifically to kind of everything falling. The clay is a little bit too hard. Let's try to place it somehow that it's standing. Yep. somewhere here, rope. Give me a second, I will be unscrewing the camera. I need to do it anyway. And here we have kind of the diorama that I want to do. Rope also fall. I was still working on the. So this is more or less what I want to do inside it, and of course there will be grass, and it will look a little bit better after I kind of finish. So you'll be able to look inside and see what is there. But yeah. So with this we'll switch to the dev update. I will just turn off my music and switch to